So this is what I have so far of the self-portrait styrofoam drawing. I drew the arms and hands larger than I have in the past because it's more realistic if hands tend to go down, arms tend to extend, specifically the hand part, past the pants a little, or in this case, the shorts. I figured this color comes from this Sharpie. And I used a fresh brown Sharpie marker for the hair. Since I have dark brown hair, and when a brown Sharpie marker is fresh, it tends to be darker than one that's starting to dry out. And it's all based off photos that I took myself today, and also some that I had Mom take yesterday, and also some that I took yesterday, including a photo of my ears, which I did either yesterday or very early today. Then today I later took a picture of the top of my head. And my hair is like this because I recently had it buzzed at a barber's place. So the hairs are well less than an inch long. And the reason why there's a collar on the front and back, it's meant to represent a t-shirt. This self-portrait is intended to be part of the branding that I'm going to make for the styrofoam drawing business. Today, Dad cooked the asparagus that he presumably got from Aldi's. Today, along with the beef steak and those eclairs. At this point, I just assume he got everything from Aldi's. I was up until maybe 5:30 in the morning, maybe 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, it was until around 6:30 in the morning because I recall calling Dad at that time, and then I went to bed. Woke up, and naturally, at around 11:45 a.m., I tried to set an alarm for 11 in the morning because that was the time Dad was supposed to come over. to help put together those shelving units Mom and I got the other day at Lowe's. And once he was done with that, as Dad put those shelving units together, I worked on the self-portrait styrofoam drawing. Today was the day in which I started working on it. Although Dad actually came over more around noon due to traffic. There's currently some road construction being done in our area. Presumably in order to improve our road infrastructure. Dad nearly didn't put together the table that we got from Michael's that same day we got those shelving units. But then Mom mentioned that we also got the table. It's this table on wheels that also have these side compartments that you can lift up to create more space. Dad got here around noon. Yeah, I called him when I woke up because he wasn't there. It was past 11 and he wasn't there. That's when he told me he was stuck in traffic. I believe he worked from around noon to around 2 p.m. since he put together those two metal shelving units and then that mostly wood and plastic table with the wheels. Yeah, I actually assumed that. I actually forgot about that table too and assumed Dad was all done when he finished those two shelving units. It's stuff you put together using things like screwdrivers and hammers. So basically IKEA style. So by the time Dad was to start working on assembling the table. I had all my stuff packed, and including plans of bringing this over, but I already have a lot of Sharpie markers in my room here. So I ultimately decided against opening that new Ultimate Collection. Plus, I should probably organize those markers into that art bin satchel with the 2 marker trays. There's magnesium in this pineapple juice. So by the time Dad started assembling the table, I continued working on the self-portrait at the dining room table. I put these Sharpie markers, which were the ones I had used and at this point have still used entirely for the self-portrait project, into one of my pockets. I believe it was the right pocket.
Cooked asparagus?
Yeah.
Well, I put in olive oil in a frying pan, salt and pepper, and one of those cayenne peppers. Fried that for a long time on high heat and low heat. Then once the steak was done, I took the steak off the grill and then put the asparagus on the grill and gave it the burn marks on the asparagus.
I think I noticed that this way it's firmer than when it's steamed.
Yeah, it is firmer and probably tastes a little bit better. But I like it this way better.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What was it like putting those shelving units and that table together?
That was easy. It was easy, Todd. You just gotta follow directions, have the right parts. I put furniture together when I was younger as a job.
There's your job?
Yeah, I went to people's houses and put tables and desks and computers and all that stuff together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you just gotta follow directions.
This doesn't quite have clear directions, but you can experiment and learn techniques to ultimately better do what you want to do.
Right. So everything's good? How's the eclairs? Ooh, you got a whole bunch of those, huh?
You gave me a whole bunch.
I know, there's a lot left. We'll have those tomorrow.
And you gave me one shortly before the steaks came out.
I know.
Are they cream puffs? Because they're a little firm for cream puffs.
Well, they call them eclairs. Miniature eclairs. They're probably cream puffs.
Yeah, that one you gave me, I for a time thought was a bit frozen because it was firmer.
Yeah, I left them out, so they melt a little bit. So, but they were in the freezer. Then I while I was cooking, I took them out and let them thaw. So,
thanks, Dad.
All right, you're welcome. All right, good stuff.
Yeah, best chef ever.
All right, buddy.
It's currently 10:53 p.m. I think he started marinating the steaks at 8 p.m. and then started cooking them at 10, along with the asparagus, perhaps. This plate was first served at 10:30 p.m. I actually had that deep dish pizza. It's called deep dish pizza, but it doesn't look like deep dish pizza to me. Dad got that stuff from Aldi's, too. He went to Aldi's as a stop on the way to his place when he picked me up today. And it came with these things that they tasted good. They called them egg rolls, but they didn't look like egg rolls to me. For one thing, they were much shorter than the kinds I get from both Wegmans and Americanized Chinese restaurants. And they had filling that was more akin to pizza logs than actual egg rolls, whether that be for the vegetable kind or the meat kinds. I had the pizza and egg rolls around 4 p.m. and then a handful of minutes later, I had a second piece of that deep dish pizza, so-called, that I picked up from the stove after some time had already passed. And at that time, the stove was obviously off. That first piece, it was pretty hot when I got it, but by the time I got to that second piece, it was pretty much lukewarm. While at Dad's place, there was a period of time in which I fell asleep from roughly 5 p.m. to maybe until about 8 to 8:30 p.m. When I got up, I alerted Dad, and that's what started the marination of the steaks. The reason why I slept past that 11 in the morning alarm and woke up around 11:45 in the morning, it turns out I had muted the tab on my Microsoft Edge browser where I set up that online computer alarm. So when it went off, the alarm didn't make any sound.